Here we go, guys. Miles City, Montana. KOA Journey in Miles City. I stayed at KOAs, but this one is exceptional. Really is. Now, maybe because the Journey is like middle tier KOA, has, everything you could want. Now, the general KOAs, the basic ones, are exceptional. They have all the amenities a camper could want or need. But this place really takes the cake. I mean, you really can't beat it. Look at this, clean. It's in a great town. You would not believe what a great town Miles is. Miles City, Montana. That there is my rig and my camp cabin. I'll be staying in that rig a lot. But I want to take you on a little tour of the KOA here in Miles City. Now, the guy who runs this KOA, Tim, I don't believe he's the owner, but I believe he runs the day-to-day ops. He's exceptional as well. This guy's always smiling. These people put in 10, 12-hour days. He smiled the whole time through. People are walking in, asking for everything you can imagine, most of which they should be able to supply themselves when camping. That being said, this campground is like standard KOA. You arrive late, you kind of help yourself to your key, and your fee is already paid, hopefully. Now, there was some late arrivals today. Didn't have reservations. I don't suggest you do that. You're not going to get in, especially this time of year in June, beginning of summer. KOAs like this, with all the things Miles City has to offer, yeah, they're pretty filled up. This particular journey has a pool, a great pool. I saw kids playing in here all day. It's clean. A guy did the services. They got a camp cook ground in the back. Probably have Sunday breakfast. I'd imagine pancakes and sausage are pretty common at KOAs on the weekends. Probably have some weekday dinner specials. This I love out here. KOA. Should you eat our amazing steaks? Well, of course you should. Even I eat steaks, and I'm not a big meat eater. But look at all the rigs out here. I do the basic cabin camping because I am not that advanced yet. But believe me, I'm working up to a rig of that size. And once I do that, well, it's all over with. I won't be living in a building anymore. I'll be living in that rig. That is the ultimate goal. Now, in this KOA, it's, like I said, connected. It is in Miles City proper, an old cowboy western town. And it is the real deal, man. Drive through here, it's a sparsely populated town of 8,500, but you would not know it driving around looking at some of the things going on here, some of the things they have available to them. It's pretty incredible. They have coffee shops and art galleries and beautiful restaurants, and the people are really, really cool. And then they have the old Miles City town of things going on. The old shops, the old restaurants. But, dotted in between there, they have the wonderful new shops and things people love when they come into these towns, cafes and all kinds of wonderful things. There's a few entrances, I believe 3 off of 94, going west into Miles City. And the first one, I believe, is the one that's into the main drag, which is more of the modern Miles City. It has all the big box restaurants and really nice, fancy schmancy motels, hotels, which I've stayed in the past, but that's really not my jam anymore. This is my jam. And I've come to car camping, which I'll show you later. I've been sleeping in my rig for a couple days in the back cab. But that said, KOA is my favorite. I'll be here for a few days camping down here. This particular one happens to be on the lip of the Tongue River. Now, the Tongue River is a big body of water that flows right through Montana, and it really does, provide agriculture water for a lot of these ranchers and things of that, kind of thing. And, I believe it's a tributary of The Yellowstone River, don't quote me on that, I may be very wrong. But they're all kind of connected. The Missouri, the Yellowstone. Look at up here. This guy riding his bike. His four-wheeler, whatever it is. They're really big out here. You drive through Main Street in the town and you're going to notice car dealerships. I guess they're buggy dealerships with buggies and Jeeps and things that they're selling. Everybody uses them out here. Here's another one. It's a legit mode of transportation out here. I'm going to take you for a walk up by the river to show you a little bit about that. This KOA even has a park. It has a dog run rather, and a park outside with benches and chairs, and it's split into different areas. You know, you have the same amenities for everyone, but the trailers and the rigs like that, campers, RVs, more or less share a big park area. The cabins, which this particular KOA only has 2 or 3 cabins, they have their own little yard per se. Little fire pit, picnic table, and I'll tell you, I'll post some video later of the inside of the cabin. Like I said, I love basic KOA. They have just what you need, all that you need to do some camping for a couple nights and still stay under a roof. Journeys, and this place is appointed. I mean, it's got a TV set, it's got a refrigerator, air conditioning, a heating module. It has everything you can need in this thing. I mean, it's just a beautiful room. For the price, forget it. I'm not getting a hotel room for that kind of money, and in nature, no less. And I can walk across the way and use the shower. Now, some people don't like to use bathrooms outside. You walk across the street, the gravel, and you walk right into the restroom. And, you know, not any guy can just use the restroom. You gotta have a code. They have beautiful, clean showers. And, you know, the facilities are just dynamic. Now, this is a dirt road that comes up behind the KOA that you can take, and if you see the trucks up there, all these folks are up here exploring around the Tongue River. I'm going to try and get in here for you guys. If this video ends abruptly, it probably means I got eaten by something out here. See that? That's the Tongue River. There you go, a little fishing out there. Like I said, you come out here and you do your camping, you do your thing, you enjoy yourself, but, you know, always be respectful of the people using facilities with you, of the property, and of the town. You know, it's a real life community. This community's got it going on out here, and these people, you know, they don't want to be coming out and giving them headaches. Come out, be respectful, keep the noise to a minimum, just like you would expect in your home, your neighborhood. You know, there's certain hours, or quiet hours, for a reason. With that said, look at this. You just imagine settlers, you imagine natives having started out here and made a way of life. And again, I have some more video I'll be posting very soon of an Indian, an old native settlement that I went to, and that was just so cool. Some of the little brick buildings are still there. We're talking about 1,000 years ago. It was inhabited. What happened to some of these people out here? Who knows? They probably just picked up and took off for the big city. You know, you saw these conquistadors and all these maniacs show up. Columbus and his bunch, yeah, I'd run too. You know, these people knew it was time to get out of town and head for higher pastures. But this is what they had. And this is what's available to you at this particular KOA journey. And in Miles City, Montana, right in the heart of a neighborhood, nestled cozily into the neighborhood in Miles City. So you're staying in the real place, in the real deal. That right in front of you, I've used these before. They are fantastic tent camping pads. So you got a little park bench, rather a little picnic table and an awning and a fire pit. And there's a parking spot over here where you park your vehicle. And that is for you. Even on the rigs, they all have water and electric hookups, which is included in the price of your rental. You get all ages out here, all backgrounds, all nationalities. It's a beautiful thing. A lot of kids, they enjoy themselves, they go camping, they poop themselves out in the pool, and they go to bed. But it's a great relaxing time to do some camping, to be safe if you're not, like me, a car camper a lot. If you're looking for a place to camp and be safe and have nature at your fingertips, and still enjoy yourself for a reasonable price. And again, meet the showrunners like a guy Tim that I had over here at KOA Journey. This is not a KOA commercial, but I'll tell you what, I can't tell you enough about KOA. I can't talk them up enough. They're franchised, I believe, so they're different owners, but I've not been to a bad one. I've been to a really basic KOAs. Amarillo, Texas, take for instance, in the middle of a field, essentially, in the panhandle, what amounts to the desert. There's a KOA. It's still wonderful. Basic amenities, basic cabins, basic spots for rigs, water and electric hookups. The cabins in the very basic KOAs are still great. They still operate, like any other KOA. You just got to remember, bring your own linens. Whatever you're going to use. You should bring food because some of these KOAs are not near town. Some of them are off the beaten path where services close down early evening. They may not have any services after 7 o'clock. By services, I mean gas and food. You probably got to drive 10 or 15 miles to get to a gas station. This particular one is nestled in a beautiful town, and you could kind of hang out and take advantage of all it has to offer. See these here? They're pull-throughs. These pull-throughs here is where these campers, late arrivals, those who can get in, will pull in and enjoy the KOA for the next couple days. And there'll be more to come. And look forward to talking to you soon. Bye-bye.